Let's go to week 2. Let's get some bold predictions from Mike T. Mike T, give me one. Jets Bills this weekend. What do you think?
Wow. Greedy, you're going to like this. The Jets beat the Bills, and let me tell you why. Justin Fields is going to run for at least 100 yards. If you look for a vulnerability in this Bills defense, they have struggled defending rushing quarterbacks. Kyler Murray averaged over 11.4 yards. Lamar Jackson, last 2 games, 11.7 yards per rush. So, as well as Justin Fields threw the ball against Pittsburgh, I think he's going to beat the Bills with his legs.
Bart, I've got too many people up here telling me the Jets are live in this game. It makes me nervous. What do you think?
Well, they're always live against the Bills. They've played them competitively for the last couple of years. They've turned Josh Allen over a lot. And I don't see that slowing down with Will McDonald coming out with 2 sacks, showing how explosive he is. But the addition of Harrison Phillips have freed Quentin Williams, and Jermaine Johnson owns Spencer Brown, and he's having nightmares right now. He's stiff as a board.
All right, so we got the Jets beating the Bills for number 1. Mike T, give me another one. Give me the other New York team.
Jackson Dart on Monday will be announced as the New York Giants starter by Brian Daboll. He should have done it 3 months ago. Russell Wilson had a really good career, but he was terrible against the Commanders. Sacked twice. They couldn't move the ball. I don't expect that to be any bit better against Dallas this week. This is a no-brainer. What are we waiting for?
Traeger, you buy it?
I buy the fact that Jackson Dart could be starting. I think the timeline has been expedited, and I think there's a real opportunity. I would also argue, I don't know if Joe Montana, Steve Young, Michael Vick, or anybody was doing anything behind that Giants offensive line on Sunday. Russell Wilson is not fully to blame. That was a complete disaster, and I wouldn't point it just at the quarterback.
All the good vibes the Giants had for the entirety of camp disappeared.
3 hours.
3 hours.
3 hours. 3 months of hype and positivity and all this love. 3 hours is all it took for Giants fans to be looking at apple picking dates.
That's known as a New York minute.
That's exactly right. All right, last one, Mike T. Super Bowl rematch.
Yep, the Kansas City Chiefs are going to beat the Eagles, Greeny, and it's going to validate about upfront football, meaning the Kansas City Chiefs offensive line is better, most notably Josh Simmons at left tackle, and this great Philadelphia Eagle pass rush that dominated the Super Bowl wasn't the same against Dallas. Milton Williams is gone. Josh Sweat is gone. Brandon Graham has retired, and I think that's going to be the difference in the game. I know Kansas City may not have all their weapons, but give me a well-protected Patrick Mahomes.
Harry, but that's a big deal to me. Like, you watch it, the last 2 games that we've seen the Chiefs play, and no one is taking anything away from what they are. They're dynastic, they're brilliant, they're all of that. They'll figure it out. But for them, it's championship or nothing. With what they have on the outside, are they ready to go back and try and make this run again?
I don't know if I can say that right now. I don't feel too confident. Now, when they get Rashee Rice back and you know Xavier Worthy is going to be 1,000% healthy, then maybe yes. But right now, I am concerned about this wide receiver group. And Patrick Mahomes, look at that game versus the Los Angeles Chargers. He had to pull a rabbit out his behind 3 or 4 times and make miraculous plays for them to even look feasible on offense. But here's the thing about Kansas City. Get back to the basics. Run the football. Get Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt going. Mahomes was the leading rusher versus the Chargers with 57 yards. But then here's the second thing about the Philadelphia defense. Attack Adoree Jackson. He is the corner that is opposite Quinyon Mitchell. He was targeted 7 times for 103 yards versus the Dallas Cowboys. That's the way that Kansas City can win this football game, Greeny.
Yeah, here's a little bit of that. We talked about it, that whoever was going to be starting opposite Quinyon Mitchell, and it was Adoree Jackson, and we'll show you some of the plays the Cowboys were able to make against him. We'll have it spot shadowed so you can get a full sense of where that deficiency is. Peter, to me, the question, I get it, and it makes sense. The question is, are the Chiefs right this minute equipped to take advantage of that? Particularly, is he playing?
Worthy is listed as
Worthy. Practiced.
I would be very surprised if he was out there on Sunday.
I would.
He practiced.
But Greedy, I will tell you this: we got we got Bart as a defensive player here. Xavier Worthy will garner attraction whether he gets the ball or not. So he helps the team even if he doesn't get the ball. And to Harry's point, the whole overlay about what we're talking about, running the ball, it comes back to this is a better offensive line. So even without Worthy, it's going to make a big difference if Mahomes has time.
My frustration with this is all offseason we talked about how Mahomes didn't have the weapons last year, didn't have the weapons this last year. There could have been a move to be made, and now already you're looking without Rashee Rice for the first few games, and now Xavier Worthy might not be out there. Now we're talking ourselves into, okay, Adoree Jackson isn't great, so Juju Smith-Schuster's going to go have a big game. Is he? This is what's going to be the holdup for the Chiefs to me. Do they have that exploit? We know they've got the winning abilities. do they have the players? Do they have the horses? And do they have the players when injuries happen, which they have been snake bitten with injuries on offense the last few years?
They won a Super Bowl when we thought they were going to rebuild and was going to be a step back. So they understand. Andy Reid has a game plan that whatever the personnel he has, that he can be effective. And if you have a guy like a Dory Jackson, that's going to stick out like a sore thumb. They're going to attack him every single way that they can. The only difference is on the other side, Durant Taylor's really struggled. You talk about protection Patrick Mahomes, but
let me go to the other side. Because the Eagles they have not played with Jalen Carter yet. And that was a big storyline this week. I thought he was going to get suspended another game, so did you. He did not. So he'll be out there. So I'm hearing they need to get the Chiefs need to get the running game going against the Eagles. Can they do that with that monster of a man looking to make amends in the middle of the defense?
I mean, Trey Smith is a dude, right? I mean, Creed Humphreys is a dude. I don't worry about that. I understand how effective he is, how disruptive he is. But I don't know if they have the elite pass rushers on the outside to be able to benefit from the fact that you're going to put two guys on him to win that one-on-one coverages. And for me, Jalen Hurts didn't really particularly play well his first game either, throwing the football. He was well with his legs. But, Jalen Carter's a disruptive guy. But I think that the perfect team that matches up with them is the Chiefs because the strength of their team is their interior.
So let's get the picks up on the screen because I'm just looking down here and I'm fascinated. I am very surprised at all of the red up there. You were telling me in the meeting this morning, which I will buy, why it is you're willing to give KC a little bit of a pass.
Friday night was wacko stuff. Friday night is not what's supposed to. I understand the Chargers also had to play there. Someone had to win. But when you're going to your first game and it's on a Friday night, it's in Brazil. Your hotel is God knows how far from the field. You're getting there. You're on short rest. You're trying to figure out your jet lag. Let's cut them a little bit of slack. I know we're doing the violin. I get it. But let's at least see Mahomes and Kelsey and those guys at home in an actual real game in a real time. I'm not taking it away from the Chargers. I get it. They outplayed them.
What are we, Yitzhak Perlman over here? What is going on?
I like that reference.
That was pretty good violin form.
The Chargers were in Brazil.
I got it. I said it 6 times.
They're coming from L.A.
Let me say this about that game that the Chiefs just played. Think about all the things that didn't go right for the Kansas City Chiefs. And they lost by 6 points. If they get a 3rd and 14 stop versus Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes is getting that football back with a chance to go down and win the game. So you also got to take that into consideration. Justin Herbert played the best football game that we've ever seen him play. And Kansas City was still in the ball game, y'all. Take that into consideration.
Home game. Everyone's like, let's at least see this before we hit the panic button.
I'm with you. I like the Eagles big time. We don't have room on the screen for my pick. I like the Eagles big in this game. I'd love to be wrong. We'll see what happens on Sunday. We're sort of digesting this trade for Micah Parsons. You said jump now on the Jordan Love for MVP prop. If this team is as good as we think, that may be the place to go. He was 20-1 that day. What is it now?
It is now down to plus 850. And you know what? Thanks for building me up. I think that's enough for this.
No, get in here.
All right, we're going to keep
What is
going.
your best bet coming off last night?
Let's look ahead to week 3. Green Bay is going to be in Cleveland. They're laying 7.5 points. We'll go ahead and lay that. First thing you want to ask yourself when you're dealing with these advanced lines that are more than a week out, is this the best price I'm going to get? If it's not, you can wait. We're jumping on it for 2 key reasons. Number 1, head coach Matt LaFleur. Outstanding with extra rest coming off a Thursday game. As you can see right here, 15-8 against the spread, 16-7 straight up. That's going to be factored in. Number 2, look at who Cleveland plays this weekend. Double-digit dogs against the Baltimore Ravens. They could get shellacked in that game. And the image of that, on top of the physical nature of that game, a banged-up Cleveland team limping into a matchup with that Green Bay defense will lay the 7.5. I think it closes closer to 9.
So he's saying if you're looking to bet that game, take Green Bay now. The number's only going to go up. We'll have much more from Joe, including a lot of